The purpose of this video is to walk you guys through step-by-step in completing the banking certification necessary to transmit client files this tax season, as well as offer banking products such as cash advances, direct deposit, and prepaid debit cards. This certification, referred to as RBIN, is required to open your store. So it needs to be completed expeditiously, ASAP, fast, right? So with that being said, I'm going to take the certification with you. So let's get started. Are you ready to offer? Hey guys, and welcome to your ERO Bank Training. The purpose of this video is to walk you guys through step-by-step in completing the banking certification needed to transmit client files this tax season, as well as offer banking products such as your cash advance, direct deposit, and prepaid debit cards. This certification, referred to as RBIN, is required in order to open your store. So it needs to be completed expeditiously, ASAP, fast, right? So with that being said, I'm going to take the certification with you. Now let's get started. Are you ready to offer your clients cash advances up to $6,000? I know I am. So the first thing we're going to do is to pull up a tab and go to republicrefund.com. So let's do that together. All right, once you arrive, you're going to want to click on the Training tab. When the box drops down, you want to select the ERO Training. All right, guys, you don't want to attempt to log in. Remember, you only want to click the Training tab and select ERO Training. The first form you're going to see here is your registration form, so it's pretty basic information. The first question, or the first box, is to select the tax software provider. I'm going to go in and do that for you. TaxSlayer Pro is our tax software provider. And then you just want to enter basic information, first and last name, last 4 digits of your social. The email address you want to add is your company email. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the email now. All right, guys, remember your company email is typically your first dot last name at myonestoptaxes.com. The next question is, do you have a PIN? Well, yes, of course I do. In order to transmit client files, I have to have a PIN. So what you want to do is go ahead and enter that information. All right. And then you re-enter your PIN. Pretty simple, right? Next question is, are you a part of any professional organizations? That is going to be any professional organizations pertaining to taxes outside of One Stop Taxes. So if you're a store owner, that's why you're here. So your answer is going to be no, unless that pertains to you. Please check any of the following states in which you will be preparing taxes. If this applies to you, click the state. If not, none of the above. The next question is an EFIN. And that gets into our back-end banking, and so I don't want to get over you guys' head. Just know that this number will be sent to you in your emails, so be sure to enter the number that you received there and not what you see here. All right. Next thing is just to verify that we're not robots. So just enter the picture as you see it. And then we start the training. Now, guys, I'm going to click through the information and get straight to the questions. However, I will go over each question as we get to it so that you guys are familiar with the information. And I do encourage that when you have a little bit more time, that you go back through and read all of the printed information. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right, first question. How often do you have to get an RBIN to submit bank product applications to Republic Bank? And the answer is every year. Every year that you do business with Republic Bank, you have to renew or get an RBIN. So this is something that will be repeated next year. True or false? For a customer applying for an easy advance and a refund transfer, it is not necessary to review and give each client the easy advance information page and the need to know sheet that prints out with the bank product application and agreement. This answer is false. You absolutely need to review and give this information to each of your clients. All right, so we're going to click through again and get to the questions. All right, which disbursement method will a taxpayer receive if they are approved for a lesser amount than they applied for? The answer is a check. You know, let's say they apply for $1,500 and they only get $5, they will then receive a check regardless of the method in which they wanted to receive their money. True or false? It is acceptable to charge the taxpayer higher tax prep fees to cover the cost of the easy advance fee. This answer is false. It is not acceptable to gouge your client's prep fees. Okay, you want to do your prep fees based on what you have to do with the return, and you want to make sure that it's enough to cover what you're responsible for when your client gets these products. Due to the PATH Act and the IRS the IRS is not allowed to release funds with earned income tax credit and or additional child tax credit before what date? That date is February the 15th. So anyone who is filing a return that will receive the additional child tax credit or the earned income credit, those returns won't pay out until February the 15th, which is why the cash advances is such a cool thing, because it allows them to get some of their money while they have to wait on those returns to be processed. February the 15th is the correct answer. All right. How long does a taxpayer have to cancel their approved easy advance? And so guys, there's a thing called the right of rescission, and what that basically means is the customer has an opportunity or a certain window of time in which they can cancel the advance. All right, and so the correct answer is 48 hours. They have 2 days in order to decide that they no longer want to accept the advance. All right. How is the easy advance loan amount determined if the ERO is enrolled in the EA Plus program? So the taxpayer is going to choose which amount they would like to apply for based on their eligibility from their net refund. All right, question number 8. If a customer asks the cost of any advance, what is the required response? So this is the correct answer, guys, this long one here. The cost of any advance depends on the amount of your loan. For example, a $1,500 easy advance has a 35.77 APR. Now there's literature and information that's going to print out when your clients request these products, and so you'll have all of those tools in order to be able to better explain it. All right, guys, and so again, we're going to click through printed material to get to the question. What disbursement types are not available to EA-only customers? The correct answer is the Walmart direct-to-you cash and check. And again, there's more details in the printed material. I definitely encourage you guys to get familiar with this. There are lots of tools that will aid you in being able to explain these things to your clients during the season. Now, Republic Bank believes in treating its customers fairly and consistently. But again, we're going to go ahead and press through. All right. True or false, if a customer with a W-2 who is now unemployed wants to apply for an EA, should you tell them they must be currently employed in order to be approved? False. You should not. We are not allowed to prejudge people's circumstances. The bank determines whether or not they receive the cash advance. That is not our place. And so, of course, if their situation or circumstances change, we don't know what factors into those determinations. So it's not for us to speak on or to judge. All right? So keep that in mind. All right, we're going to skip through again. Okay, how does a taxpayer find out if they are declined for an easy advance? Republic Bank is going to mail out what's called an adverse action notice to the taxpayer. So if they are declined, you won't be able to know why they are. You're not to go in and try to look at their W-2 and figure it out. Just inform the client that Republic Bank will mail out an adverse action notice to the taxpayer. All right, guys, true or false? You will tell an easy advance applicant the reason for the denial of the loan request. And as I just mentioned in question 11, that is false. All right, guys, and we're going to push through. All right, question 13. In which situations will customers receive a TILA? And so a TILA is a form that gives them information when that goes along with the banking product of their choice, right? So all customers applying for any of the cash advances will receive the TILA. And again, this is just an informational form that prints out along with their banking product. When a customer asks about the cost of the EA loan, which information must be quoted to the taxpayer? The correct answer is the cost of an easy advance depends on the amount of your loan. For example, that long one again, remember? They just want to make sure you're paying attention. All right, guys, so we're going to skip through again to get to the questions. It's really great information, guys. So again, when you get some time, make sure, or when you're taking the test, why don't you take your time, read through the information, and just know that we've already done it together. So you've got your cheat sheet, right? All right, question number 15, true or false? If joint filers apply for the easy advance, the check will have both filers' name on it. Now, this answer is false. You will have some people who are married and they file jointly, but in order to get the cash advance, only one of them can actually apply. So it's up to them to decide who that is, but only one name can be on the advance. All right, guys. Is a U.S. state-issued driver's license an acceptable form of identification in accordance with the U.S. Patriot Act? Yes, a driver's license is acceptable. And so in order for your clients to receive the cash advances, there is some basic information that you require, but it's the same information that you require in order to enter their tax return. So no worries, you'll already have it at your disposal. It'll already be in the file. Question number 17, a P.O. box is an acceptable physical address to submit the bank as part of identity verification product requirements. This question is False. A P.O. box is not acceptable. It has to be a physical address. All right. The need to know sheet details the following. The answer is all of the statements, right? The need to know sheet is going to tell your clients what they need to know about this banking product. So everything listed here is everything they're going to be seeing in the need to know sheet. All right, and we're going to keep scrolling. All right, question number 19. If you receive a question or a complaint that you cannot address, or a written customer complaint regarding an issue such as fee concerns or EA concerns, you must notify Republic Bank within how many days of receiving the complaint? The correct answer is 2 days. All right. And we're scrolling. Almost there. Here we are. Where should you store customers' bank product documents when not in use? They should be stored in a locked or lockable file cabinet, office drawer, closet, or storeroom. All right. And our share file is an online file cabinet, and so that is also acceptable. No worries there if you guys don't have a storefront where you're actually storing documents, printed documents. All right, guys, true or false? If you are following Republic Bank's computer security measures, your computer will be protected by a firewall. Have antivirus software that is updated every 30 days, require a unique username and password, and if applicable, have a password protected wireless network. Okay, so this is true because this is their requirement. Again, a lot of this pertains to people who actually have storefronts. And so if you have a storefront location and you're going to have multiple people in and out of your office, then you're going to need to have the password protected username and password. So can't just have anyone being able to walk into your office and being able to get on your computers and access people's personal and sensitive information. Okay? True or false? If Wi-Fi networks are used to transmit banking product applications, they do not have to be password protected. This is false, all right? And so this applies to anyone working from home or anyone working from an office. We are all utilizing Wi-Fi networks in order to transmit our bank product applications. And so they do need to be password protected. All right, and we're going to skip on through. All right, guys, question 23. Which advertising materials should be submitted via email to the email at Republic if they promote bank products? All of the above. And so this doesn't really apply to you guys. This is more so for people who have offices. And so we have 2 corporate offices with the bank, and so both of our offices are in compliance. The answer is all of the above, however. Is it acceptable to use marketing materials from the previous year? And that is false. All right, and how many in the Easy Advance marketing materials should be taken down February the 28th of 2019, guys? So that basically means that this is when we stop offering the Easy Advance, okay? So take note of this day, mark it to your calendars. Your clients have up until the 28th of 2019 in order to receive that. And so if you do have an office, that material would have to be taken down on that date. All right. All right, and we're going to click through. All right. You have 7 business days to respond to Republic Bank requests for documents. This is false. This is false. We have 3 days, all right? And so for the sake of answering the question, it's false. Again, this is something that applies more corporately, but you guys, in case you are opening an office, you do need to know this information. All right. And now we're going to get into their state and local requirements. And so this is the portion that holds us accountable. Again, we're going to skip through. All right, and so will you store current year and previous year customer bank product documents in a locked office, locked room, locked filing cabinet, locked desk drawer, locked closet, or secured electronically when not in use? Yes, we will. We will be in compliance. All right, will you keep printed checks, check stock, and prepaid cards in a locked office, storeroom, locked filing cabinet, locked desk drawer, or locked closet? Yes, we will. Will you keep all office and access doors locked when no employees are on site? Yes, we will. Will you limit access to customer documents and information to yourself and your authorized employees? Yes, we will. Pretty simple, guys. All of these questions are yes, because we are going to comply. Will you have and follow a plan to properly dispose of customer information when it is no longer needed? The acceptable options may include using a shredder in your office or hiring a shredding service or securely incinerating documents. Incinerating is to burn, and yes, we will. Will you require each user to log onto the computer with a user ID, password unique to each employee for all of the customers used in the preparation of bank product applications? And that just goes back to the question we had earlier. If you have an office and there are multiple people working in your office, each computer needs to have its own ID, user ID and password in order to access the computer. So yes, we will. We're going to comply. Will you run antivirus software program that is regularly updated at least every 30 calendar days on all computers used in the preparation of bank product applications? Yes. All right. Will you require a password to access your wireless network? Yes. Will you protect all computers used in the preparation of bank product applications with a firewall? Yes, we will. Are you using a vendor-supported operating system like Windows or Mac? Yes. That is a requirement. I certify that I have read, understand, and agree to abide by the terms provided to me in Republic Bank's ERO training. Yes. Okay, guys, and so now we've gone through and we've gotten familiar with all of the information and we've answered all of the certification questions. Now it's time to take the actual certification, right? So the first portion was a review, right? The questions were to make sure that we're obtaining the information. So again, make sure that you go through and read the information, right? Now, it says I've successfully completed the content portion of the ERO training, and the next and final step is to pass the ERO training test, right? You have 20 minutes to take the test. If the time expires, you will be sent to the beginning of the training. All right? I don't want you guys to feel any pressure. It's only 10 questions. We just answered about 30. So, again, and I'm going through this right with you. So we're going to go ahead and launch the test. All right, test question number 1. If you receive a question or a complaint that you cannot address or a written customer complaint regarding any issues such as fee concerns or EA concerns, you must notify Republic Bank within how many business days of receiving that complaint. Again, you have 2 days to report this information. True or false? It is acceptable to charge the taxpayer higher tax prep fees to cover the cost of the easy advance. It is not acceptable. The answer is false. True or false? You have 7 business days in order to respond to Republic Bank request documents. That is false. A P.O. box is an acceptable physical address to submit to the bank as part of identity verification requirements. That is false. When a customer asks about the EA loan, which information must be quoted to the taxpayer? Remember, it's the long one. Which advertising materials should be submitted via email if they promote bank products? All of them. In which situation will a customer receive a TILA? All customers applying for the EA, the easy advance, the cash advance. If a customer asks the cost of an easy advance, what is the required response? Again, the long one. Where should you store customers' bank product documents when not in use? The answer, a locked or lockable file cabinet, office drawer, closet, or storeroom. Last question, guys, and as you can see, we're not even close to 20 minutes. Which disbursement method will a taxpayer receive if they are approved for a lesser amount than they applied for? Correct answer is a check. All right, then you're going to have the opportunity to review all of your answers. I will tell you, don't doubt yourself, trust yourself, and you got the cheat sheet here, right? But just in case, still review it in case you may be marked an answer wrong. Please also note that as the test generates, the questions may be out of order from what you've seen here, okay? But just use the information to find the correct answers if you're unsure. Don't be alarmed. The same questions are going to appear in the test, but they may be in a different order than what you see here today. But rest assured that you have all of the tools and the answers to what you need. Are you sure? Yes, I am. 100% correct. Woo! Yay, we passed. All right, guys, so I'm going to scroll down and show you what happens next. So you click next. Congratulations, you have successfully completed your ERO training. Woohoo! All right, guys, and at this point, you have the option to print your certification. This is your RBIN. At this point, you can print it if you'd like, but there's really no other action that needs to be taken on your part. We'll have the information, but again, let's go ahead and complete these expeditiously. It has been my pleasure to walk you through the process. I hope that this helps, and please note that you will be receiving a visual aid in your email with all of the information that we've covered here today. So no worries, we've taken all the necessary steps to make sure that you guys are good to go and you're good to complete this certification as quickly as possible so that you can open your store. All right, guys, have a great day.